Yes. Strings. It's not. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Vrajadana Ranjana Shodanandana 57 Vrajadana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Havana Chari Yamuna Tiravana Chari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Shudanandana Brajadana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajadana Ranjana Yamunati Ravana Chari Yamunati Ravana Chari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Agyantimirandasya Gananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militang Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We are reading in the fourth canto of Srimad Bhagavatam in chapter 24, entitled Chanting the Songs Sung by Lord Shiva, text 57. Kshanardena pitulaye, Kshanardena pitulaye, Nasvargam na punarbhavam, Nasvargam na punarbhavam. Bhagavat Sangi Sangasya, Bhagavat Sangi Sangasya, Martyanam Kim Utashisha, Martyanam Kim Utashisha, Kshanarina pitulaye, Nasvargam na punarbhavam, Bhagavat Sangi Sangasya, Martyanam Kim Utashisha.
Kshanardena pitulaye,
Kshanardena pitulaye,
Nasvargam na punarbhavam,
Nasvargam na punarbhavam.
Bhagavat Sangi Sangasya,
Bhagavat Sangi Sangasya,
Madhyanam Kimutashishaha,
Kimutashisha. Kshanardina pitulaye na svargam na punarbhavam Bhagavat Sangi Sangasya Matyanam Kim Mutashisha Kshanardina pitulaye na svargam na punarbhavam Bhagavat Sangi Sangasya Martyanam Kim Mutashisha Kshanardina pitulaye Nasvargam na punarbhavam Bhagavat Sangi Sangasya Martyanam Kim Mutashisha Kshana Ardhena by half a moment Api even Tulaye compare Na never Svargam heavenly planets Na neither Apunabhavam merging into the Supreme Bhagavat the Supreme Personality of Godhead Sangi associate Sangasya one who takes advantage of associating Madhyanam of the conditioned soul Kim Uta what is there Ashisha blessings. Translation. If one by chance associates with a devotee, even for a fraction of a moment, he no longer is subject to attraction by the results of karma or jnana. What interest then can he have in the benedictions of the demigods who are subject to the laws of birth and death? Purport. Out of three kinds of men, the karmis, jnanis and bhaktas, the bhakta is described herein as the most exalted. Srila Prabodhananda Saraswati has sung, Kaivalyam narakayate tridasha purakasha pushpayati. Chaitanya Chandramrita. The word Kaivalya means to merge into the effulgence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and the word Tridandapur refers to the heavenly planets where the demigods live. Tridashapur, Thus, for a devotee, Kaivalya Sukha, or merging into the existence of the Lord, is hellish, because the bhakta considers it suicidal to lose his individuality and merge into the effulgence of Brahman. A bhakta always wants to retain his individuality in order to render service to the Lord. Indeed, he considers promotion to the upper planetary systems to be no better than the will of the wisp. Some illusionary light. Temporary material happiness holds no value for a devotee. The devotee is in such an exalted position that he is not interested in the actions of karma or jnana. The resultant actions of karma and jnana are so insignificant to a devotee situated on the transcendental platform that he is not in the least interested in them. Bhakti Yoga is sufficient to give the Bhakta all happiness. As stated in Srimad Bhagavatam 126, Yayatma suprasidati. One can be fully satisfied simply by devotional service. And that is the result of association with a devotee. Without being blessed by a pure devotee, no one can be fully satisfied, nor can anyone understand the transcendental position of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Kshanarina pitulaye nasvargang na punarbhavam Bhagavat Sangi Sangasya Martyanam Kim Utashisha. Sorry. If one by chance associates with a devotee, even for a fraction of a moment, he no longer is subject to attraction to the results of karma or jnana. What interest then can he have in the benedictions of the demigods, who are subjects to the laws of birth and death? Lord Shiva, explicitly explains the importance of having association with the devotee, even if it's only for the fraction of a moment, by half a moment. There's also this famous verse, Sadhu Sangha, Sava Shastrikoi, Lavamatra Sadhu Sangha, Sava Siddhi Hoy. Sadhu Sangha, association of devotees. Sava Shastrikoi, it is said by all Shastras. Lavamatra Sadhu Sangha, just for a split second of a moment, just for a short moment of association with the devotees, Sarva Siddhi Hoy, one can attain all success. I wrote down, I looked it up again. The purport is, according to astronomical calculations, a lava is 1/11th of a second. Lava Matra Sadhu Sangha. If one has the association of a devotees, if it's only for the 11th part of a second, one can attain all success in life. Srila Prabhupada, one could sometimes see the proof of this statement of the Shastras. When I was in Vrindavan, Vaisheshika Prabhu, he was giving the class, and he told this incidents when Prabhupada walked through an airport. There was one man, a black man, cleaning, and when he saw Srila Prabhupada, he screamed, and he imitated this accent. This man is shining! This man is shining! He could see Srila Prabhupada's effulgence. By Krishna's mercy, he could see how Srila Prabhupada was shining. Another incident was when Prabhupada took his morning walk in a park. There were two policemen, and they came to the devotees and they said, pointing at Prabhupada, this man is shining, this man is shining. They all said the same thing. They also, they were blessed to see the effulgence of Srila Prabhupada. Huh? But there was another incident told by Satyanarayan Prabhu. Satyanarayan Prabhu is how I say, head of the department of BBT for the Arabian literatures. He increased this very much. Now Arabian literature is available all over the world. It's very, very important. You get a lot of points if you distribute only one Arabian literature. So Satyanarayan Prabhu, he was very much appreciated by the devotees. He gave this following account. I started coming to the temple in 1969, and after 2 years of attending the devotees' lectures and of seeing pictures and hearing tapes of Prabhupada, I had high expectations when I was about to meet him at the Detroit airport. Sorry. I had high expectations. I thought I will be seeing an amazing human being, but it was far beyond that. What I saw was miraculous. There was an uproarious kirtan going when Prabhupada came up the escalator. One would normally expect Prabhupada to walk off the escalator, but he didn't. He kept coming upwards, floating above the escalator and over to the Vyasa-san. While this was happening, a brilliant sunlight effulgence came from him. Prabhupada gently floated down and settled into the seat, and the next time I raised my head was 20 minutes later. I was crying with my head on the ground for 20 minutes. When I looked up, everyone else was also down. Lakshmi Moni was looking at Prabhupada with tears coming from her eyes. I thought that seeing Prabhupada floating in this way was just my experience, but recently both Indradyumna Maharaj and Sureshwara told me that they saw the same thing. Recently it's being emphasized that the instructions of the spiritual master, his Vani, are most important, but I think that Vapu, being in his personal presence, is equally important, because Vapu gives you faith in Vani. That's why these remembrances are important. Those who did not have the fortune of being in Prabhupada's personal presence can hear about it. Then they can understand that he was not just a human being, not even just a pure devotee. In the history of Vaishnava culture, Prabhupada's contribution is unique. We can appreciate and perceive Srila Prabhupada's personality maybe just for a fraction, just a small part of it. We cannot really perceive and appreciate Srila Prabhupada's personality. But by his mercy, we are assembled here. And when we in the beginning of the Lilamrita, Satsvarup Maharaj writes, when Prabhupada came to London, he was constantly praying to Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj, and he perceived the, he perceived the Avidan, and he perceived the reciprocating blessings of his spiritual master. So we can perceive Srila Prabhupada's mercy when we pray to him. Srila Prabhupada also gives his causeless mercy like this, but especially we can get his mercy when we pray to him. There's one, sorry, I'm just reading purports. I often think of this. Unless one is sufficiently protected by the Lord, he may fall down from his spiritual position. Therefore, one has to pray constantly to the Lord for protection and the blessing to carry out one's duty. Deshalb sollte man ständig zum Herrn die Segnung beten, seine Pflicht erfüllen zu können. One should constantly pray to the Lord for the blessing to carry out one's duty. We don't pray to the Lord for any material blessing. Like Prabhupada explains here in the purport, we are just asking for his mercy to engage us in our service and to enable us, to allow us to perform our duty, to be able to do what we have been ordered to do, to just follow, to be able to follow the instructions. Other blessings, so-called blessings, material blessings, which most people look after, search for, are kind of useless. It is said the greatest part of the Vedic literature consists of explaining different yagyas to the demigods, explains how to get material blessings, getting blessings in this world, prosperity, religiousness, piety, wealth, fortune. That is quite nice. But if you engage in these activities, you don't use your time in striving for, endeavoring for the real thing, endeavoring for the real goal. When we spend our time performing yagyas or praying to the demigods, like most people do, then we are wasting our time. Now, Prabhupada explains in the purport, it's just a temporary. These are temporary results. We get some results, okay, sure, yes, it works, of course, when we pray to the demigods, one may get the results. But what's the use? You may be beautiful and rich, but soon the old age comes and your beauty dwindles, shrinks, goes away. You become old and ugly, and your wealth does not give you that much pleasure anymore as it used to do. You're thinking, oh, Soon I have to leave the body. What do I do now? And start worrying, start thinking about it. Well, maybe I should worship. Maybe I should now start worshipping Krishna. That's good. In churches, I haven't been to churches since ages, but often some old ladies are sitting there. Prabhupada said, women in general, they are more pious. They tend more to take shelter of Krishna. In churches, some old ladies are sitting who start praying. And Prabhupada said the praying of the Christians, that's also bhakti. That is very nice. But performing karma, worshipping the demigods to get some pious material results, is useless. Also, developing jnana to achieve the oneness, trying to become one with the Supreme Lord. That is also not something that devotees endeavor for. Actually, Srila Prabhupada once said, the karmis and jnanis are all rascals. Because they misuse the time. They spend their life with these activities, and they also make the whole family do the same thing, but it does not have a real result. It's just temporary and just wasting the time. It's a waste of time. Once Prabhupada said, when you endeavor, even if you follow the Vedic scriptures and you are uplifted to the heavenly planets, you may be there enjoying everything like mad for an unimaginable long time, enjoying there. What me impressed very much was there are trees on which mangoes are hanging, as big as elephants, and they have only very small seeds. One has to be careful. They fall down. But of course, on the heavenly planets, nobody gets smashed, not even by a mango. They fall down, and the juice of these mangoes forms a river. And on the bank of this river, this juice crystallizes, and it turns into a substance that is almost like gold. And they, on the heavenly planets, they make ornaments from this substance, like resin or something. So you're enjoying for a long time. Sorry. And then you have to go down. When the time is over, so, sorry sir, your karma was 13,000 years, enjoying, now, sorry, there's the ladder downstairs. The one has to return to the earthly planet when the good karma is over. And then, okay, one can start again performing yagyas to again be raised up to the heavenly planets and enjoy there for some time. And then come down again, perform yag. Prabhupada said, what's the use? It's just like a yo-yo, up and down, up and down, up and down. It doesn't have any use. Waste of time, spending your lives with these hankerings and endeavors for material enjoyment. No? Maharaj Rishabdev spoke this famous verse that Prabhupada often quotes. Nayang deho deha bajang riloke kashtan kaman arati vipujam ye tapo divyam dena putrakas putra kriyena sattvam shudyet yasmat brahma saukyam tvanantam. Mayang diho dihabajam. Somebody who has been awarded the human form of life should not endeavor for sense enjoyments that is available even for the dogs and the hogs who eat stool. In human life, one should perform tapodivyam, transcendental renunciation. And by this, one will come to the spiritual platform where one can experience the podium Brahma Saukyam, where one can experience spiritual happiness that lasts forever. Material happiness is shallow on the material platform, senses. But if we give up this endeavor and engage in tapodivyam, in transcendental renunciation, like we are trying to, like we are performing by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, when we are doing this, then we come to this platform of experiencing the higher taste. And there's also this, what was it? I forgot. Vishaya vinivadhanti niraharasade namrasuvad shamrasopyasya param drishtva nivadhati. Though the embodied soul may be restricted from sense enjoyment, the taste for sense and objects remains. But ceasing such engagements by experiencing a higher taste, he is fixed in consciousness. Embodied souls always have this attraction for material sense enjoyment. Like Akandati Prabhu, he was telling us in his wonderful class Saturday. What was it called? Science Saturday or something. Huh? Scientific Saturday. Yes. Very wonderful. Shishi Jagannath Baladev Ki Jai. Shishi Gonitai Ki Jai. Scientific Saturday. It's just the nature of this world that the senses are attracted to their sense objects. Prabhupada said, like iron and a magnet. So the iron is always attracted to the magnet. And the mind works as a subtle carrier of the sense impression, of the impressions, of the sensations coming from the sense objects. Carries it to the intelligence, to the false ego, and one becomes attached. We know this. And this function of the body and the senses is there as long as we have this body. A famous king, I don't remember the name, he once asked his minister, how long is this attraction of the senses present? Doesn't it go away when you become mature? And his minister said, no, Your Majesty, it would always last. The king said, no, impossible, I cannot believe this. Minister said, okay, Maharaj, I will show you at the proper time. And one day he came, oh Maharaj, come with me now, please, and bring your young daughter with you. So they went to a house where one man was lying in bed, about to give up his body. And the minister told the king, when we go in this room where the man is lying, watch his eyes. And the and the minister went in, the king went in, and the daughter. The king saw, when he saw the king, he was, oh. And then when the daughter came, and immediately his senses were attracted. Immediately he looked at the daughter of the king. The senses are always there. It always works like this. And we can, we can become free from this desire for sense enjoyment only when we have this higher taste. This higher taste we get by the mercy of a pure devotee. And this wonderful verse, even if we have association with the pure devotee only, even for a fraction of a moment, then one is no longer subject to attraction by the results of karma or jnana. When you are able to perceive the real nature of the personality of Srila Prabhupada, when we are able to perceive what a wonderful personality Srila Prabhupada is, what the chances, what our future is. Prabhupada once said, a person in Krishna consciousness has a very bright future. If we look ahead and remember, we're going back to Godhead, we're going back to Krishna and his friends, his associates, and at some point in time we will be able to give up all our attractions, all our attachments, and go back to Krishna. Then, yes, then we can become really happy. Then we can experience this higher taste. One sannyasi gave a class. He is no longer sannyasi still. It's true. He said, just like when you're driving a car, he said, don't look at your wheels when you're driving, but look as far ahead as possible. One should watch the situation in the far distance to see if another car is coming or something is lying on the road or something. Don't look as far distant as possible. Krishna consciousness also, we should not just see our momentary situation. There is always this and that. We should always remember that we should always remember the future, that we are that you are on your way back to Krishna. The scriptures are full, especially this chapter is so beautiful, are full of descriptions of the wonderful personality of Krishna. And the pure devotee, he reflects, not just reflects, Sakshataritmina, the pure devotee, the spiritual master. He is a very close associate of Krishna. He is on the same level as Krishna. And he has been asked by Krishna to give us this chance to purify ourselves, to take up this process that will bring us back to Godhead. Once Srila Prabhupada told how in the spiritual world Krishna asked him to go down to this material world, and Srila Prabhupada, he was not so much in favor of it. Oh no, really, Krishna, something like this, and Prabhupada, and Krishna asked him, yes, please go down to the material world and write these books that will save the whole world. Srila Prabhupada did. Once Srila Prabhupada, not only once, he said, these books will be the law books for the coming 10,000 years. With the appearance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, this part of the Kali Yuga, these 10,000 years, which will be like Satya Yuga, the golden age. With the appearance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it started so since 500 years, but it's still pioneers' days. Not everything is yet perfect. Quite far, quite distant from it. But things are changing. Things are improving. We can see the success of this movement, how it's spreading everywhere. Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, first India will become conscious, Krishna conscious, then Russia, and then Prussia. Well, yeah. In Russia there are so many devotees, thousands. Now some people are creating havoc, are making problems, but it will go on. First Russia, and then Prussia. That's Berlin was the capital of Prussia. Huh? Poison. My father, he came from East Prussia. Now it's Kaliningrad, Königsberg at that time. And one can see in that Yamuna Maharaj, by his programs, by his preaching efforts, the people in Poland, formerly Prussia, they get such a good impression of Krishna consciousness, and they become so much attracted. I've been there once. Some of you may have taken part in these programs, in this program of Indra Yamuna Maharaj. Once in the summer, one goes, the devotees, in the afternoon, they stay overnight in one school or something they rented in the holidays, school holidays, empty school. They stay there, have their base there, and then they travel to a certain city where in the evening a program will be celebrated. And then they go out making Harinam, and the Harinam takes place at the beach. They're on the beach, they're walking up and down the whole area for 3-4 hours, for a long time, no? Isn't it? So long. Fantastic singers, amplifiers, and the people appreciate it very much. Many ladies come up and they want to take a selfie with the Madajis. Madajis have all kinds of things on their heads, almost like the deities. Fantastic outfits, I think all the same, a bowl or something, really impressive. And they are trained, they are dancing in an impressive way, all very nicely choreographed, all have the same movement at the same time. Very impressive. Many people there on the beach, they come and, oh, can you have, and they want to take a selfie, and the Madhajis, they stand there with their thingies for fanning air. They stand there posing, and these persons, they stand amongst them. And then one should experience it. In the evening, there's the program. When we were there, there was the huge stage, which was, I would say, movable stage, and some really, it's not a circus like it, but spiritual show, big stage, and there devotees, not devotees and others, they are performing fantastic acts, which you can see evening after evening, which you can see again and again. Dance shows, fantastic martial arts show. I always liked it the most because there's also some heavy music, wild, heavy, fast, impressive music. And then with swords and lances and all kinds of fantastic show. People are impressed. Yeah. And then they make puppet show. But on the farm sometimes I make puppet show. Little monkey, Fifi, and the crocodile. But not like this. It's the puppets, they are huge. They are as tall as, they are 3-4 meters high. All different kinds. Elephants, they're huge, so big. Monkey, and they perform different leelas, Ramayan, and all kinds of pastimes, instructive, entertaining pastimes. It's a very, till now I don't understand how they move these huge puppets. Very impressive, fantastic show for quite some time, 2 hours or something. And at the end, and there are different small, what you call it, booths?
Tents.
Hmm?
Like a tent.
Yeah, that will come. But people can buy different places, small huts, where people can buy prasadam and this and that, devotional items, something to drink. And there's one small hut where one can rent devotional clothes, actually saris, I think only saris. And many ladies, they go in there, and the Maharajas help them to put on, to rent a sari, put on a sari. Many people, many ladies run around in saris. They appreciate it and they like it very much. And then, how is it? First the class, then Yamuna Maharaj gives the class. Not just basic, very nice, very nice. People are impressed, they all stay. And then he starts a kirtan. And devotees, they are practiced. They make a fantastic kirtan. And all the people, they take part. They are singing and dancing. The best, that's the top. Then the show, then it's not a show, then the program is over. And then, okay, the devotees move on